Hi,
Hello,
Sarah.
how's it going? Is your brain melting yet from talking to everybody?
It's lukewarm. It's hanging in there.
All right. Well, I'm loving what I've already seen of hysteria words. I love a horror show. I love horror movies. And I feel like since you've been in this genre for so long and in this industry for so long, you can pick and choose what projects you want. So what was it about this series that made you actually sign on for it?
It's different. There's not a lot new that you can do with horror. Horror has gone from being a pariah kind of when I started out. It was still kind of taboo. It was not looked on that much. It has since become very, very mainstream, and it's been fun to witness that to be much more acceptable. The Walking Dead kind of made they came into your living room every week for 10 years, you know. That's how you
Mhm.
make horror mainstream. So that's been fun to see, but there's been so much horror done that, there's psychological horror, there's guy with a machete and a mask, escape lunatic horror, 6 o'clock news type horror. And so I thought the writers handled it well. Matthew Kane and his team, um, good approach. You don't see too many TV shows or movies about Satanic Panic as the base of it, but it's a great horror base because the what the Satanic Panic was proposing was monumental. Like, is Satan walking the earth? Yes or no? I mean,
Yeah.
and if you're a person of faith and that good book is your guide, that's not good news because that means the end might be coming too. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
like, well, wait a second. We only heard about Satan in this whole end of days crap. Does this mean the end? Are we ending? So
I
it blew up because fear blew it up. Fear that your fundamental beliefs might be wrong.
Absolutely. My parents, because I talked to them a little bit about this, and they were always like, my parents loved rock and roll. They played Dungeons and Dragons. And my mom grew up like super fire brimstone Southern Baptist. So, like, her mom
Yeah.
was like, you're playing with demons. And she's like, it's just make believe, mom.
No, it's the devil's work. It's funny how
Exactly.
you interpret it, you know. But
Absolutely.
horror movies were not looked upon always as being quality productions. I mean, one of the reasons we did horror for the first Evil Dead movie was they were inexpensive, and you didn't have to have actors that had any credits whatsoever. They were cheap, so that's what led us to do it. But good premise. I'm from Michigan, so the Michigan angle works for me. I'm age appropriate, chief of police, right? I'm not trying to play, a guy who's 20 years younger and trying to hit the hot chick, and those days are gone. So thankfully, it's very refreshing, and I thought the writing was good,
Yeah.
and that's important. You got to have good writing, or you don't have anything, because good writing will let the audience go, oh, there's something else going on here. I gotta keep watching this. What was that thing that I saw? I gotta see that again. That was weird.
Mhm.
And it keeps you guessing. It keeps me guessing as an actor.
Absolutely. And I love that there's a little something for everyone too. I love that also you're the groundedness, I think,
Yeah.
of from what I've seen so far
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. No, he's
And
pretty normal.
yeah, which I think is so fun to see you play because
Right.
a lot of your previous roles aren't that.
Right.
So I
He's a
love
little
this.
more desperate. In the past, my characters have been more desperate. He's a
Yeah.
little more grounded, he's seen a few things, so it's good.
And I want to ask you because I love this band that they've got with Death Crunch.
Yes,
The
that's right.
name, first of all, is great. I love that they're going the Kiss era and they went like very carny. If you were to have a death metal band, what kind of vibe look would you want to go
Yeah,
for?
stop right there. I wouldn't have one. No, I listen to Carpenters and Jim Croce, No, I
Like
was a
Christopher Cross.
70s dude all the way.
You're
Yeah,
like,
never got into the metal stuff. The metal stuff was too loud, even
yeah.
for young ears. It was
Hmm.
too much of a wall of sound, too. It just starts and it's a wall of sound, and then the wall of sound ends. And it's too generally too angry for me. I try not to be an angry person. And I see the people who love this stuff, and I go, what do you? What are you getting? I really would love to know. I should interview some people, and no judgment. It's lovely music, I'm sure, to
Yeah.
some ears.
I mean,
But
I'm headed to a heavy metal concert on Thursday, so
right, and you can't get enough probably, and it fills you, it drives you. It's probably very exciting when it gets going. I could see that. I could see that you death head.
like there's levels,
Yeah,
you know.
of course. But yeah, it's funny how we fall into where we fall. But you could see in the '80s, which was still America was still more religious than it is now, if you can believe it. You could see how parents would get concerned
Yeah.
that that guy's Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know about that guy. He's biting the heads off of bats and drinking their blood. And like that's even if you're not religious, it's creepy, you know.
Yeah.
So you can see how that would happen. And it's fear. Fear
Especially
works.
the era of no internet, no cell phones, like pagers were barely a thing, like doctors had them, you
I gotta
know.
tell you, I love that too. If you don't have a quarter, you're not making that phone call. And if you call, they might be busy. They might be on the phone, or they're not home and you're not leaving a message.
You're like, good luck.
Filling your car with leaded gas, all the good stuff. It's fun. Analog shows are fun because in the cop station where we film, it's all pencils and paper. You want to make a note, sheet of paper, pencil. Yeah. What is it? Uh-huh. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Hey. Okay, say that again.
Use the magnifying glass to look at
Well,
fingerprints.
if you think of it, modern shows, it must be torture for writers, in a horror movie. LOL, bad guys out the window. LOL. Oh no, OMG, OMG. You go, oh no, that's too easy. This is without the Oracle, and I think it's great. It's an analog horror show, which is terrific.
Yeah, and it's super fun. They're wrapping me, so I got to get out of here.
Okay.
But Bruce, it's been lovely. Thank you
Okay,
so
thank you
much
very
for your
much.
time.
Thank
Everyone,
you,
check out
sir.
Hysteria on Peacock. It's so good.